what's his name? Yeah.
Well, that's it, folks. We're live on paraglidingtalk.com. Glad you're here. We have a special guest tonight. Anthony Peregringo. No, Anthony Vella is with us tonight. Cue the round of applause. Thank you for joining us, Anthony Vella. Also, Leandra is going to be on the show with him tonight. She was just there a second ago. I don't know where she went. You're also joined by some moderators. Craig Taylor's in the house, Sean Nafsker, and also Nick. He's in an undisclosed area somewhere, and he just told us a few minutes ago that he broke a spar on his motor. Someone please send help. Anthony Peregringo is also with us, and my very beautiful wife. She is with me. She just reminded me.
Yeah.
And so we are looking forward to a very fun show tonight. I'm talking about a very special show. Whenever Anthony Vella is on the show, it is one of those special ones. Every once in a while, I'm just going to randomly go to Spotlight. If I'm doing commercials, he's doing weird stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and put the spotlight on him. That was a test. I'm trying to see what's going on here. Paraglidingtalk.com is brought to you by PPGsmoke.com, and I have a very special announcement tonight. We're giving away a strobe system tonight. So you're going to want to be on your best behavior. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to give it away yet, but before the end of this show, probably right at the very end, or maybe in the middle, somewhere. We might do it right at the beginning. Who knows? We're going to give away a strobe system. Go to ppgsmoke.com for all the details about what you can get. ppgsmoke.com. Show is also brought to you by paramotorprops.com. There is a special going on right now. There is a promo special. Paramotorprops.com. He told me the promo code, and I can't remember what it is. Oh my gosh.
You're unprepared.
I just remembered literally right
How
now.
unprofessional you are.
Snap it shut.
Mm.
Please hold. Oh, the show's also brought to you by paraorangeproducts.com. If you haven't gone to their website, amazing stuff. Paramotor gear, paramotor coverings. We've got bags. We could put your wings in carrying cases. There's all kinds of good stuff. Paraorangeproducts.com.
Pre-flight flags?
Yeah, flags, pre-flight flags. Sean Nafsker invented.
I actually had mine up on the motor today off the field.
There it is.
I wouldn't say I invented it. Larry and the bag lady had a lot to do with the inventing part.
Well,
But
Al Gore invented the internet.
it's still awesome, though.
Here.
What is it? One Up Adventures? It's Travis. I'm literally searching my emails right now because I want to make sure this is right, because it's a great deal. If you got a broken prop, you're going to need paramotorprops.com. I'll get back to you on that.
That's going to cause you a $10 donation from Aaron.
Why is that? Okay.
$9.99.
Discount Thursday night for your viewers. The code is good for 8 days after the show airs. Paramotorprops.com web store recently added some new items. Genuine e-prop covers. Coupon code Paragliding Talk. You're welcome. Okay, the show is also brought to you by Nebraska PPG. Josh Bowden has a great school. There's a link in the description, and I'm going to talk a little bit about more of what's coming up on paraglidingtalk.com. Anthony Vella.
Hey.
So glad you're here, man. Thank you for agreeing to come on. I sent him a check. He lives here in California now. I didn't realize that.
Which I tried to cash it, by the way.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
No, I thought it was really cool because we started talking because Leandra and I spent what seemed to be the entire day, and then a few days before that, we were just binging some of your free flight videos, and for me, that's something that I plan on doing while I'm out here in California. So who better to go to than to Robert Michiels' channel for some free flying stuff?
Oh, there's a lot better. But I'm glad that you found mine. I was wondering where all the thumbs downs came from.
Created several new accounts. Yes.
Yeah.
One wasn't enough.
Thank you, by the way, for all your wonderful comments. It makes me feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah, of course, you
Yes.
deserve it. Like it's really, really neat, especially in the recent videos. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have Robert Michiels. We're talking about his channel tonight. Hey, Robert, how's it going? No, we plan. No, but seriously, the part of the really cool stuff that I dig about your channel is the storytelling that goes along with it. Like anybody can put a GoPro on their helmet. But to be able to share the steps that you take to be able to accomplish these flights is really cool. So that's
Thanks,
what I
man.
aspire to get to.
By the way, we're going to talk about your channel, because you've got some amazing things happening on your channel, and congratulations on like 8,000 subscribers somehow.
Not yet.
I know it's like, what is it? 6,007. That's
Yep.
just insanity. And I love it. So I want to talk a little bit about, and we're just going to cut right to the chase. How has PPG enriched your life? Talk about who you were before PPG. Talk about the new Anthony Vella.
Ooh. Okay. So prior to paramotoring, it was actually a pretty challenging time in my life. Just recently out of the military, was medically retired after sustaining what is in medical terminology. I also happen to be a medical personnel, a combat medic in the Army. There was a blast. I had a TBI rocket. Several people in my team died. So then, of course, you get the diagnosis of PTSD, and then boom, you're out of the Army, and it's like, well, you can come for physical therapy, and because I had broken my back in a few places, and then whenever you need to talk to a counselor, come on in. But it was really like a challenging, like super challenging thing to do, to take myself into this hospital. Just I didn't feel as though it was helping. So prior to ever flying a paramotor or attempting to fly again, it just wasn't good. And so I started to like grasp onto the idea of getting into paramotoring, and by no means was it quick. Like it was the biggest roadblock in the entire experience was the financial requirements to be able to spend upwards of $8,000 on a motor, another $4,000 on a glider, another $2,500. Even since then, the price has gone up to $3,500, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, it's still, it's understandable, but so financially, I was like limited, and I was working a job, filming real estate, a couple years after getting out of the military, and I was doing that to try and earn an additional income, but it absolutely was not enough. I was paying for a house and raising my two kids by myself, and it was expensive, like just painfully expensive. And in my mind, to try and figure out a way to be able to pursue this, like this passion of mine, was like the thing that kept me going. Like it was the thought of just being able to fly, watching people's videos, to include your videos. No joke. Like I was seriously watch your videos before I ever even touched a paramotor or paraglider. Tom Kabat, or Kabat, I have to make sure I say his name right. I got it wrong on the podcast, but
I
yeah,
like to call him Kubat.
Kubat. I was calling him Cobalt at first.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So there are, but it was the idea that drove me to get to the finish line. That first finish line, it was kind of like a marathon. Like first you have to get to a position where you can afford to get started in the sport, and then going to training. So it's fun. What I think is interesting is like that entire time you're just like consumed by this thought of what it will be like, right? And then eventually expectation gets introduced to reality, and I would kind of like daydream, like really about what it would be like to just like run off of a hill, which I later found out was not what I thought it would be, and fly paramotors. Point being is when I did get out to training, I was doing really well with the kiting, and I was the first to volunteer. I was like, let me go first. As soon as my feet left the ground, I was scared. Like I was I would never tell that, like admit that day, but I was really, really nervous. Now, what has contributed to the well-being that I experience today has been paramotoring and flying in this style has given me joy in my life, but not for the obvious reasons, right? I'm actually working on a new video, and in the video, I plan on saying like paramotoring isn't necessarily a miracle drug. Paramotoring to me is something that I am so passionate about, and the joy comes from the process of being the best that I can be at this sport. And I've got a long way to go, but I've made a ton of progress. And it really is. It's that journey of trying to become better, whether it's understanding the weather, whether it's takeoffs and landings. Every step of progress feels good. And then there's setbacks too, but it's all it's just part of the journey.
When you say setbacks, were you thinking about when that guy ripped through your wing and chopped it up?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No,
Clint.
I mean, that totally is. And it's like one of those things. It's when I talk about like how paramotoring can change your life, the fact of the matter is that it's not this just exciting love story, if you will. It's much more fulfilling than that. Like it's this relationship with a flying machine that grows over time. And in this relationship, sometimes parts get broken or friends decide to shred your glider. But ultimately,
Clint did that on purpose.
I think so.
I'm just saying he was trying to keep suppression was involved in that. He was trying to keep a man down.
That's right. He was. So what I think is he was failing so many launches that he hated it. Cause I'm good at certain aspects of the sport. And then in other areas, I'm not so good. Like I have the room for improvement. My area that I have been naturally good at is my launches. Like historically, I don't know, I've blown like a couple launches, but the rest I've had success. My weakness in the sport is fear and trying to manage the fear. And that's something that I continue to work with.
We're going to talk about that you're stepping on my questions right now. Actually,
Sorry.
Fear mitigation.
Oh, sorry.
When you talk about love story, is Leandra looking at you from the side like, what?
No, she's not here. She's not here today.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's good. Because you wouldn't want to let her know about your love story with the paramotor.
No, it's the affair, the flying affair.
Flying affair, yeah.
Don't tell her.
I can relate, Leanna.
Hey,
No.
whoa, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. That is not why we had you guys on here.
Right.
This can easily turn around.
Hush.
Yeah,
Hush.
this escalated way too fast. Let's talk a little bit about sponsorship with Dudek.
Oh,
How in the world did you wrangle that?
Ooh, it was more of a harassment sort of a deal.
Oh, I
Where
like that.
I stalked them. I found their home address, their family members. I told them, you will support me or else. No. No.
Writing all this down.
Similar to Parajet, really. So with Parajet, Parajet had originally. Are we elaborating on Parajet? Do you guys want the inside scoop on how you can potentially gain support? But
Yay!
no. Yes. Okay. So back when I was doing the Paramotor podcast, not like I'm not doing it. I know it's not very consistent, but
By the way, I'm a supporter on Patreon.
yes,
Just letting you know.
you are, and thank you very much.
And quick plug, Paramotor Podcast link in the description. Go check out the Paramotor Podcast. There's all kinds of great, it's not videos, it's podcasts and some really good interviews. You will enjoy it thoroughly. Follow the link in the description.
I like how podcasts in this day still need an There's no video.
There's no
There's
video.
no video.
There's no
but
pictures
yeah.
in this book.
Pictures.
We want pictures.
No colors.
There's no colors.
So Parajet, like I had kind of like reached out to Parajet and they were interested in doing a podcast, and the president, I think in England it's a president. Oh, I don't know. It's something different.
Prime Minister?
The prime minister of Parajet, we'll go with that, said he was like, yeah, we'd absolutely love to do something with the Paramotor podcast. And if you're a British listener, I'm sorry.
That's awesome. That was really good.
Thank you.
Roll with that.
I'm going to continue with it. And we'd absolutely love, and he speaks super fast, we'd absolutely love to do the podcast with you. And is there anything else that we can do for you? And that's where I was like, hold the phone, like a drop down list. I was prepared. And I was like,
down list.
Yeah. I was like, dear Santa.
Here's
so
what
yeah,
I want.
I mean, it really was. It was like, okay, so here's the reality of it. So to create these videos, you understand, like you're making these videos and they're extremely time consuming. Well, people discover the sport, usually by the means of watching a video on YouTube. There's not nearly as much information in writing as there ought to be, which is why talk shows are such a great thing, because I believe that when it comes to learning the sport, that the conversations that are had on shows like paraglidingtalk.com or on the Paramotor Podcast are super informative when it comes to actually getting better at this thing that we do. The videos, especially my channel, if you go to my channel and expect to learn something, news alert, and it's meant to just be exciting. And I think, truth be told, I think Parajet and Dudek paragliders were like, oh yeah, this is fun. I mean, every big company depends on marketing to be able to get their product out there, and it's a good product. It's a really good product. I really do love the Parajet Maverick. Fact of the matter is, everybody, there's a lot of great paramotors out there. So I don't know, build a relationship.
By the way, I want to sponsor. I want the show to sponsor your show, and we're going to send you a Paragliding Talk logo that you can put on your wing.
Yes.
I'm serious.
Yeah, I think we can make that happen.
Craig Taylor will make that happen.
Craig Taylor?
There he is. See that? Gave you the thumbs up. It's on its way.
I'm getting the heat gun ready.
What was
green or black?
It has to be black, Craig. Come on.
There you go.
Got to be black.
Those are the ones that are ready. I've got other colors.
Oh, okay. And I still have to put... Yes, thank you.
There you go. Thank you,
Oh,
Craig Taylor.
Paramotor Fly Girl wants to know who is Anthony's favorite pilot.
Ooh.
It's obviously Paramotor Fly Girl.
I'm pretty... Leah Catullo is one of the greats that has been making it up in the sport really quickly. I think she's been on this show as well, right?
You say JP Tulo?
No, Leah.
I was gonna say JP. He's low key, but he's coming up for sure.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no. It's pronounced Leah. I always want to say Leia, but it's Leah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Okay, good. I'm glad I got that right.
Yeah.
Next question. No, I'm kidding.
Leah Cachulo. We reinvented last names. That's what we do here.
So no, my favorite person when it comes to flying, please make sure Mitchell Graham isn't watching this. But no, I really do. I admire how precise he is at flying. So one of the other things that I believe when it comes to flying, same thing with Leah, is like when you fly, what determines what a good paramotor pilot is, and I imagine it's the same in free flying, is that it's an individual who where every action of the glider that isn't necessarily influenced by weather is done intentionally, so that you can have the most control over all of the maneuvers that you're doing. And I think starting out, that it's really common to perhaps pendulum more in the beginning when you first start learning paramotoring or paragliding. And then as you progress, you really learn that energy management. And as far as Mitchell Graham goes, he's very talented on a speed bar, right? Can somebody double check, make sure he's not watching? So speed bar is also really important, and yeah, that's somebody I respect in the sport as far as their talents go for flying.
That was a very political answer.
Thank you.
I like that. It was very good. Mitchell is a champ, by the way. But he cheats. I mean, he's a helicopter pilot.
Right.
So you can't just like dumb yourself down to paramotoring.
Right.
And not just be the best already. You're a helicopter pilot. By the way, Mark Honeycutt's coming on the show soon.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
The guy who's now married to Elena Honeycutt. Isn't that interesting? It's not Elena Dickerson. It's Elena Honeycutt now.
Yep.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. I'm not sure how a couple can be so exactly made for each other. Certain people you meet and you're like, man, that's amazing.
Right there. There's your answer.
Hello there.
See what I did there?
Yeah, that was well played. Well played.
Timing is everything.
I've got another question for you.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I interrupted someone. What was that?
It's probably my dad lurking in the background.
Oh, Larry. Lurking Larry.
Lurking Larry.
You've got a few different wings that you choose when you go to fly.
Yeah.
What's your go-to? You just grab that one every time.
Warp, for sure. The dudek warp.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Super stable. Wildly easy to launch. I've heard somewhere that the warp was not easy to launch. Well, I mean, the truth is that is a glider that I've never failed to launch on. The only one I failed to launch on was the Ozone Spider when I was like learning. But I've had it for quite some time now, like many moons. And to this date, I haven't failed a launch or a landing with it. What I find is that typically I'm flying it at the field that I fly from is at 14,000 MSL. Not 14,000. Geez, can you believe that? I'm up in the Himalayas. No, no, it's at 4,000.
Everything.
That's right. You're come prepared. At the field that I fly from, it's at 4,000 feet, and that 18-meter warp feels a lot faster in El Paso, where the elevation is much higher. So traveling to California, I'm going down, 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 and the air density is. Aaron's like, he can't take this show seriously. Never invite this guy.
I mean, I don't think we've ever had that many serious people on here. I feel uncomfortable when they get too serious.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't watch.
At sea level, this glider is slow. Like, I mean, it is really slow. So the 26-meter Ozone Spider in El Paso is like the 18-meter warp in California, right? So it's that elevation difference that makes the wing just slide through the air faster. So less drag because less air resistance.
Very well. Let's talk about what you've learned. What would you tell yourself if you could go back to 2018, Anthony Vella?
If I could write a letter to me. Okay, no country songs?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Thank you. So if I could go back and tell myself something.
I can turn back time.
Don't see that's not country.
Look at my watch. Yeah. Shoot. You stumped me on this one.
Share.
Sorry.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I just feel so far from where I could be right now that I don't know. Like I really don't.
Anthony, you got to respond in an Elvis accent, though.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh man.
that was it?
Uh,
Come on.
I don't know the answer right now.
Will the real Anthony Vella please stand up?
Yes. Sorry. Sorry, the computer's on a cord right
Oh,
now.
Anthony
he looks like
Anthony
Wolverine.
Peregringo? You got two Anthonys.
Yes.
I'm just the gringo.
Gringo.
You change your name to the Gringo?
There's only one Vella.
Okay.
Oh,
I
man.
heard you guys got to hang out, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
Almost two.
awesome. Got to meet him.
A lot of people come here every week because they want to learn something that's going to make them a better pilot and a safer pilot.
Oh.
Talk about or contribute in some way or some form or fashion to the audience who's watching carefully with their pens ready to write down the information you're about to give.
Okay. So what if I was to just like, if somebody was to show up to my house and we were to go flying and they were to say something like, I want to be better at flying, then I would say like with every flight, it doesn't have to be every flight, but constantly looking to push your own personal comfort without, of course, like this isn't like an open invitation to go and be dangerous by any means. But for example, like if you can, here's something that's interesting. So the average paramotor pilot comes in like they'll be flying straight and level. They'll slowly come off of power and they'll be gliding into the field and then pull some brake. However, oddly enough, sometimes we find that even if you do it just right, it doesn't produce the same results every time. This is just an example. So people are the flare authority, for example, especially if you're at a higher altitude. I don't know if that's as relevant, but when you want to become better, sometimes like you want to fly in wider conditions. So let's say it's a nil wind condition. That's like the enemy of most people flying, starting out, especially when it comes to landing. You're worried about, like, there's been plenty of times where I've been flying along and I know it's a nil wind day and I dread the landing. Like I've had, like I said, spinal cord surgeries and it really hurts. So sometimes what I mean by pushing the envelope is decide that you want to start to learn new forms of landing your paramotor. Now, as with everything, just like all of your decision to get into paramotoring, there's risk that comes with it. But if you can, ideally, you can mitigate the risk by like starting slowly and testing out or attempting new things in ideal conditions. So just an example would be going to a big open field and actually trying to turn into a landing and then identifying like, what is the risks? So like the risk is, if you can see the risk, then you can proceed forward. If you can't see the risk, then you're screwed and you hit the ground. So if you just know that there's the risk and ask yourself realistically, what's the worst case scenario? Then you're at least aware of it so that you do what you can to be able to avoid it. So starting out something like that for me would be like finding a big open field on a light wind day with plenty of room for error. And then as you're coming into land, just start turning. Like Anthony said, just start turning. And I
Just
hit the
start
ground.
yanking your right brake and see what happens.
Yank it, and then apply full power. No, but I mean, if you turn and then your wing is building that energy. Oh man, I'm so disorganized in thought. The point of that being is that in nil wind conditions, like you find that you're not always able to achieve that graceful landing and where that flare authority is not what you expected it to be. If you're going to turn or do this, start building that energy, this turn into a landing where you're banked and then you come and you're rolling out of it. Now, the wing could also have a tendency to balloon up after you bank because it's got the energy. And if you just level out, the wing can come right up. But if you bleed off that turn slow, just like in a spiral, like one of the dangers of doing a spiral is that if you exit it too quickly, boom, up you go. And you could, in theory, stall your glider. But if you roll out of that bank gradually, that wing's carrying that energy. And as you're rolling out, then you're now applying both brakes and you're just right into the field.
Just like that.
Yes.
But the point of that is that most people don't take that step. It's like I know many people do enjoy just going up and flying, but if you do find yourself being like, man, I don't know, if you find yourself dreading the landing, like you're do something a little different. Like
You're limiting yourself. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's excellent. We're at the half-hour mark. I think we should give something away. Have you heard of ppgswag.com? Well, now you have. Go check out their website, ppgswag.com. They are a big sponsor of the show. They sent me a whole box of shirts, and they're giving away a shirt every show. And this stuff's not free, folks. These people are serious. They're serious about their business, and they have some great shirts. Actually, I'm wearing one of them right now, and they're very cozy. If you want to purchase one, you can purchase one. Or if you want to win one, you just have to watch the show enough, and eventually you're going to win. Let's spin the wheel, Sean.
Absolutely. You know, there's
Me and your mom
there's one extra name right there that wasn't in there, so I'll put that in there just to be nice. Now, from this point on, no more names in there. All right.
No more names.
No more names. Hey.
By the way, I want to say thanks to my mom who donated $50 to the super chat. Mom,
super awesome.
You are super.
Super.
Thank you for your contribution to the show.
Super awesome. Now you can see all these fancy names in here.
Yeah, the PPG swag. Spin of the wheel.
Here we go. All right, you know what? I'm going to turn this Bluetooth off so y'all can hear the actual what I hear when I actually do this. You ready? This is crazy.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Here we go.
I hear something. There it goes.
Oh, it reminds me of
Here it goes.
Trifly.
Oh, this thing is
so
rigged. Rigged. Paul von Dusseldorf. That sounds like a fake name, but I'm going to believe that it's real. Thank you for watching, Paul. I don't think I've ever seen Paul on the show.
For his last name alone.
This is a new guy. Paul von Dusseldorf, you are the winner chicken dinner.
I was just asking.
Please reach it. What?
Yeah.
I was just asking if mom was Linda.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom is.
Congratulations.
Yeah, winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. So here's what I need you to do, Paul. Go to the website, paraglidingtalk.com. Go to the contact section and contact me. And I'll get you in contact with the guys from ppgswag.com. We're going to get you a t-shirt. I'm going to ship that out as soon as it comes in. By the way, some other special news about some just free stuff that we're just giving away everywhere. Craig Taylor, can you tell him? This show is packed with good stuff. I'm just.
Oh, wait a minute. Does this mean I gotta roll a wheel again? Because I still got it up.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Craig Taylor. Tell him what we got today.
We finally got Paragliding Talk Gators.
Paragliding Talk neck gaiters. Oh my gosh. I mean, everybody's going to want one of those. You know what I'm saying?
We fly over mountains and valleys and foot drag lakes and rivers to get these here. So
yeah, or just get entry into Walmart. You're going to need that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to guarantee double protection against the virus.
That's right. Your N95 mask is disgusting by now.
Oh yeah, throw that thing away and put this one through the wash every other day.
Yeah.
COVID
friendly.
COVID friendly.
Paraglidingtalk.com. I'm so excited about that, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
They're ready. They're already repacked and ready to go to you.
Oh, you're shipping them to me?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I don't have to. I figured you might want one.
Sure you want one.
Yeah, I do want one actually.
I already stole one, so the rest of them got repacked before they disappeared.
I prefer the term "you won that one." He's the one that did all the work, got them designed, made custom, had them shipped. Thank you, by the way, Craig Taylor. And I know everyone else is going to be saying thank you when they win them on every show moving forward. How many did we get? A lot, right?
20.
20. Oh, and they're like $20 each. Yeah, congratulations
They're good
for everyone
they're,
who's watching.
and they're comfortable.
They look cozy. I'm excited. Sean automatically gets one. Anthony Peregringo also gets one. And whoever else is a moderator in here, we need to make sure that they get one.
I feel like your moderator's gotten like small.
No, I just have them they're not showing their video, so I just shows them. By the way, the show is brought to you by the Tri-State Skywalkers. Go check out their website. There's a link in the description. Brandon McCloud, he's the guy that runs that. And if you want to start a flying club, he's the guy you want to talk to. And if you want to join a flying club, I think it's a good idea. Reach out to Brandon McCloud. Indiana, Ohio, or Kentucky area. That's where you're looking for the Skywalkers. And they're out there. They're in the air. Also, if you haven't heard of Germ Gladiator, speaking of COVID, Germ Gladiator is a sponsor of the show, and that is also Brandon McCloud's business. His business that he normally operated with got shut down because of COVID. Couldn't have any business, didn't have any income coming in. He shifted gears, and he started making hand sanitizer. And by the way, I just bought a case.
Oh, good.
And it is a really good deal, and I'm excited about that. I'm not going to give those away. Hey, congratulations, Paul. Oh, great show, Robert. $10 from 009 to 090. Thank you for your contribution. Appreciate that. Yeah, germgladiator.com is the website if you want to buy some of that stuff. Thank you guys so much for that. Yeah.
I still got everybody's name in there.
Yeah, no, we're going to spin that sucker again. So
awesome.
At the end, we'll do it at the end.
I'm on it.
Right. We're going to give away the PPG smoke strobe system. How much is that thing? It's like $150. It's amazing. We're going to give one of those away.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Smoke system's like 169 or something.
Is that what it is? Smoke system. Yeah. The strobe system. That thing's cutting edge, man. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your thought process when you're planning a flight.
Is this for me or for Leandra?
No, please.
Okay. So yeah, when it comes time for me to plan for a flight, I don't. Like I realistically, I mean,
see what happens is I just go outside, and that's the plan.
Suck on my finger and stick it up in the air.
That's a good one. I like that.
No, I mean, truth be told, it's like you have these micrometeorology, like the systems in areas. And so I was just talking, actually it was with Anthony Peregringo, right? Yeah, I was talking with Anthony. Anthony Peregringo came down to the house yesterday, and we were talking about how like I feel nervous about flying in new areas. So when it comes for like flight planning, typically I'm not a big cross country flyer. I seriously like to do just a lot of practicing of the same maneuvers over and over again. So I try to become as familiar with the weather in my area, being that that's the area that I fly. So I check Windy. I use the Windy app, and then I check the different models. And then I try to see what its worst prediction is. And I'm a person who's very particular when it comes to flying about weather. The others in the area, like Mitchell, Thomas Bird, Clint Chamalis, they'll come over sometimes and they'll all go fly. But if it exceeds what I feel comfortable with, then I spend a lot of time just sitting on the field, and it doesn't bother me like in the slightest, because I get a kick out of just watching people fly. Being that I treat paramotoring a bit like work that I do enjoy. I only go up if I think I can really enjoy it the way I want to. So I also enjoy sitting on the ground and watching.
Okay, one of the things that I wanted to talk about before we get too deep into the show or too late into the show is about your videos. They're incredible. Your video, the quality of your craftsmanship is amazing when it comes to videos. Now, I'm teetering in between the mass production and low quality, and then learning some little tricks. And I've learned a handful of tricks from you. How much time are you spending ahead of your flight in planning for your video? And take us through your process.
Okay, now that has a big process, honestly.
Yeah.
There are a few times where the process there isn't one. Like I'll just I'll get my paramotor and my cameras are charged, so I go out and fly. And sometimes those end up being the better videos. For example, let's take a specific video. Like there's that thing called geocaching. Yeah. And we filmed a video, myself, Clint, Tom, and Leandra. We all went out to go and film this video where we placed a geocache out in an area that is paramotor paraglider friendly. So it has to have a landing area, etc. But I hope it doesn't disappoint people when I say that I truly want to plan for a fun viewing experience, right? One of my biggest passions is film, and I like to sometimes take out a piece of paper and draw like screenshots of, and I know that some people may feel like that's cheating, like you're planning for, like, let's just say for Clint to crash and break his ankle. And I'm like, Clint, I really need you to pull through. I need you to break your ankle. But no, seriously, like things like that sometimes take place, but it's not usually the case where we try to make a fun story out of it. For the most part, things just don't happen as planned. A reference to that would be when I got my brand new drone, right? And that turned into this really big adventure of a video where at first it's this unboxing, then you end up at the field and you're trying to fly with this thing simultaneously, and then the drone just goes on its own mission off into the mountains.
Zerk, I remember that video.
Right. And so I land, and then you jump on the motorcycle, and then it's like this picking the music that kind of sets the tone of like there's this search going on. I mean, the emotions are real. I really did just lose my drone, but an expensive brand new drone. But you know, if you have a camera with you, one of the best practices, just like you did, you captured some footage, a time lapse of the sun coming up, and then sitting on the porch in that video where you were at Point of the Mountain. Yep. And yeah, I mean, it was, the planning like that can be very, very helpful if you do care about it. Some people just want to get like a helmet cam footage and make a video. A lot of that is pre-planning, but a lot of work takes place, of course, after the video. That's where a massive chunk of the time goes.
That's absolutely tons and tons of hours.
Yeah.
And the return on investment is low right now.
It's like $20 a month. Yeah.
If we stick with it though,
it would
be beneficial.
Right. Yeah. I mean, with the podcast, it's I get support from Patreon. But YouTube, it's really out of passion, which is, yes, in paraglidingtalk.com is, I mean, anybody is a patron of the Paramotor Podcast. But seriously, no, if you, for me, like, I just really like making videos. And I think that one of the key things that is for somebody to be their most authentic self. So I'm not saying you have to be a total kook like me, but if you're just your most authentic self, then people are attracted to hearing your adventure, I think. And a lot of people are turned off completely by my behavior. But yeah, it is. It's just whatever floats your boat.
Let's talk controversy. You have recently started teaching, and are you planning on instructing?
I would love to.
So is that a goal?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Now you put out a video recently and it was lighthearted and you helped your friend to get up in the air and that was super cool. And it was a great edit and all the things that were involved.
Right.
How much flack did you take for that? And let's talk about, look at that face. This is awesome. You thought you were just going to come on the show and everything was just be sugar and cupcakes.
Did you have relations with that woman?
Did you? Did
Um,
you, in fact, teach someone? No, but let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
At what point is it a good idea to share what you know with somebody else and put them up in the air? Is there dangers involved? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's something that you just did because? Let's take it. Let's break it down a little bit. Right. What are people saying? What are you dealing with as far as backlash?
Surprisingly, okay. So I completed that video and I have a group of people who I'll usually send my videos to prior to publishing them. Just to get a feel, be like, am I going to be trashed horribly for this? And I remember a couple people being like, oh man, they are going to kill you. Post it. But when I did post it, that, nobody, I don't think there's a single comment in that video. And generally speaking, like I get a lot of awesome comments from people. Is really a huge motivation for me. But I was surprised with that video that I didn't. So this is an open invitation to any of you viewers to get on there and be the first. No, but seriously. What did I say? Tough crowd.
So you've got a quite a bit of hours under your belt. You've got a lot of your launches and landings and technique and stuff that you've done. You've gone through training. You've got a network of really good pilots that are around you. You've made friends with all the best pilots, and you're passionately seeking the next level of this adventure. Now, when you say, I would like to become a instructor somewhere down the road, what steps are you taking to be a master of the sport that you can train and actually, charge and make a living off of it?
Well, I don't charge, and honestly, I don't really plan on charging, and it would be kind of like an invitation only sort of thing, right? So especially starting out, if somebody came to me and they're like, man, they're if they were anything like me, like I go back, way to go full circle. I go back to the time when I really, really wanted to fly, and Resurgence was just starting out, and Todd was just an awesome person to help me out, but they were still really new. And he put me in connections that helped me get a better deal on training, still paid for it, but a better deal. So sometimes there's others out there who may not have been like wounded in combat or had something. It's kind of like a scholarship program. Like I do believe that service members who've been injured in the line of duty, it's a really nice gesture that Todd makes available with Resurgence. Don't want to get off track. Point being is that not everybody can afford it. So I want to be able to help people. Like I do this for the love. I don't make YouTube videos for money because I lose a lot more money than I make.
Yeah.
And
so true.
So I do want to teach, like I do want to instruct people. Now, what qualifies me for that? I think the fact that I am a good pilot. Some would argue the best paramotor pilot in the world. Don't know where I heard that. But seriously, obviously, I hope people can understand my sarcasm. Safety is paramount. Like safety is I feel like I would be such a good instructor because unlike what you see on my YouTube videos and unlike what you've had to deal with my behavior tonight, I'm really calm. Like I'm super calm, and I have like the total best interest. And being that I've experienced so much fear in this sport, like if somebody comes out, I want them to be aware of like anything that can hurt them. I want them to be able to focus on the good that they can have. And it's literally just truly caring about the person and wanting them to be safe. So into the process of when I do help teach somebody either exclusively by me or whether I'm helping somebody else learn, it's like this repetition that is just like in the military, it's just like pounded into your head before actually going off and doing it. So yeah, that's not a good explanation.
Craig Taylor is actually going to segue. Craig, you got some information for us about Resurgence PPG?
Resurgence PPG is a 501c3 nonprofit organization for veterans by veterans. Their mission is to provide an opportunity for emotionally and physically adaptive, capable veterans and warriors to overcome personal challenges. It's a great organization. Please do what you can to support them. This weekend's events hosted by the Sky Pirates, the poker run with PPG Gorilla will be benefiting Resurgence PPG starting 6 a.m. Saturday the 13th at Wauchula Municipal Airport, 1202 Maurice Sunny Clavel Road, Wauchula, Florida. Cash and prizes to win. Don't forget, if you do win some of those cash prizes, give a little bit back if you can to Resurgence for further funding. If you cannot give anything back or you can't spare anything and you're ordering from Amazon, please use smile.amazon.com. Choose the charity of your choice, Resurgence PPG. And also just a quick reminder, check your NOTAMs, especially for our friends and pilots in the West Point, New York area, Saturday the 13th as well. There is a no-fly from surface to 18,000 MSL, 8:45 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There will be a presidential no-fly, 30 nautical miles. There is a complete list of airports and areas affected by that TFR. I think I got it that time.
You got it. Thanks, Craig. I appreciate you doing that, man. I love just throwing it at him. Tonight, I gave him a little fair warning.
I did have some warning tonight.
Yeah. In our little private chat, I just send it. By the way, the show is brought to you by the guys from iFly Indiana Powered Paragliding. The website is iflyindiana.com. If you're interested in getting training, you're in that area, those guys will take care of you and they'll get your feet off the ground. iflyindiana.com. The show's also brought to you by Lone Star Paramotor. If you're in the Lone Star state of Texas, the guys over there will help you to learn. They have a great school. Ron Turan is the man. So go check out his website and the details of his program at LoneStarParamotor.com. Also, shows brought to you by Torrey Pines Glider Port. You can get the best training, Anthony Vella, if you come to Torrey Pines Glider Port. The website is flytorrey.com. So if you want to get some really good training, I should talk to them about doing like a promo code thing for students.
And tandems. Get them tandem promo codes.
Tandem promo codes. You know, I'm gonna talk to Max about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That smells good, doesn't it?
Damn, something's
Free
cooking.
stuff. Oh, great. Should we just pull the trigger and give the big thing away?
But I got names in here.
You got some names in there?
I got everybody's name in there. Everybody that's been in the chat. From
Everybody's name.
Yes. From this moment back. That's right.
Oh, I forgot to write down Paul's name. Paul Van
Dusseldorf.
Yeah.
Paul Van. He's probably so excited right now.
Van Halen.
He says he's in Switzerland. He says he's not in Germany.
What time is it in Switzerland?
Well, I think that means he's in Switzerland.
a.m. in Bern, Switzerland.
Oh my gosh.
4 a.m.
This dude is committed.
Yeah.
He is committed to paraglidingtalk.com.
Let's see if he tells us.
He's got the parabug.
Oh, dang.
Must be a paramotor if he's flying that early in the morning.
Jim CR120, he said, family friendly funding. Nice show. Thank you, Jim. And thank you for your question. By the way, Jim's question earlier was, when was your last, oh crap, chest thumping in-flight event? What happened? And what should we learn? Anthony Vella, go.
All right, how's it going? So recently, so I went on a flight.
Recently?
Yeah, like this last week.
Okay.
I took off from the orchards, dodged some farmers to make this happen. No, I didn't do anything illegal. Please don't get on me for that. So I took off from the orchards and I'm just cruising along this hillside, and there's like really like no landing out areas, and then all of a sudden you hear that. I mean, it's much faster. It's like, and it was my airbox hitting the propeller really hard, really loud. And so in that recent video, you can hear it being picked up through the microphone, and it's pretty loud. Like that microphone only is designed to pick up, like it'll pick up the motor noise because it's so loud, but it was picking up this rat, like just beating on the propeller sound. And so I was thinking in my head, I'm like, these carbon fiber props, I've broken many of them. I don't want one of them to break right now and like land in one of these. It's like a crevasse, is it? Maybe. Yeah. So I found a place and top landed on this mountain, like any great paraglider pilot would do. And then I took the motor off my back and found that the leash had not even been on there, and so finally I was able to secure it with some MacGyver tactics. And I attempted to take back off, and the pull starter, like it wouldn't start. The whole thing was like getting wound up in the thing. Eventually I was able to take back off, but the lesson to be learned was like about a little bit more of a thorough pre-flight, even for the small things like the lanyard that just wasn't on there for that one flight, because I usually check it, but just always making sure to check your motor prior to going for that flight. Oh, and so now my paramotor is in just pieces in Bob Peliquin's garage. He's a paragliding pilot. He loves the show. Keep doing what you're doing.
Wait, who is that?
Bob Peliquin. Robert Peliquin on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. By the way, if you want to follow the show on Instagram, Paragliding Talk on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on there that has nothing to do with the show. Just if I'm flying, that counts. You know what I'm saying?
Look at my dog.
No, I don't do that. I it's usually like at launch, and I'll film somebody's launch. But anyways,
right.
There was two things that I wanted to share with you. One, a note that my wife wrote. I don't know if you can see this.
When are you guys going to
get
married?
Yeah, okay. And that was a question.
You can read that backwards really good with my handwriting.
Yeah. And then what was the other thing I was going to mention?
To answer.
Oh, yeah.
Irene Mines wants to know.
Aaron's really looking out for a girl.
Let's let Leander take this one.
Oh, he just has to ask me. That's all.
Like,
I would have married him yesterday.
Oh, see?
There you go.
What are you waiting for?
So
We knew each other for 1 year.
So come on, Anthony, do it live on our show. Come on, buddy. You can do it.
Whoa,
You can do it,
bro.
That would be a show, Paragliding Talk Live.
That would be a whole new level.
my God.
That's what I'm saying. We're elevating. We're stepping it up a notch. Come on, Anthony. We can do this. Come on, buddy.
Anthony, I got you here for a minute. You know that the more pressure you get, especially with a live audience, it's gonna we're blowing his drive. You know, he might have something planned.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going because there was already a question there in the chat way before I even said anything.
He's like, oh, son of a gun, the internet just went down. What happened?
Just saying.
I'll do you a solid here, Anthony. All right, here we go. I've got this wheel loaded up.
That's what I was going to do.
All right,
spin the wheel.
Let's do this. All right, I'm going to turn my Bluetooth off so y'all can hear all the excitement. So
I almost went to the after show right now because I was like, we're going to go to the after show. Thanks. We've
had a lot of
we even had some people mad right now. They want their strobes.
There you go. You see,
if Leandra wins the strobe, you're going to have to ask her because you're going to need it too.
See all these names here? Can you all see my screen?
I see it.
Okay, look at this. All right, you ready?
PPGsmoke.com.
It's rolling.
Okay, this spin of the wheel is for the strobe system from PPGsmoke.com. Go check out the website.
Come on.
Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Come on. Oh, Johnny. Yes, Papa, you are the winner.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Congratulations, Johnny. Is that Johnny Wisconsin?
I don't know. He just went by Johnny.
Okay. Johnny, what I need you to do is go to the website, paraglidingtalk.com, and message me on the contact form. And then I'll get you in contact with the guys from PPGsmoke.com. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you all those who are in the chat. We're going to go to the after show where the real magic happens. If you are a Patreon supporter, you can join us. Just message in the chat that you would like to join the after show with your email, which your email gets censored, by the way, so that not everyone can see it when you type it in, unless you type it in some funny way. But just if you put it in the regular way, and we will send you an invitation. After show time. Anthony Vella, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being a part of it.
Always fun.
And many people commented about your COVID-friendly hair. Paul Mitchell also messaged in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, Leandra, for coming on as well.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you guys are awesome. Okay, look at the people. Let me in. They're beating on the door. Okay, we're gonna go to the after show. Thank you so much, guys. Moderator Sean Nafsker, Craig Taylor, Anthony Peregringo, Nick. I know he's in there working on his paramotor right now. Thank you guys for moderating, and I really appreciate you guys for what you do every single week on paraglidingtalk.com. If I don't see you on the air, I'll see you in the air. Thanks for watching.